Cool. So, last session, we picked up midway through your rather large combat encounter. 3 players knocked unconscious last session. Warforged, Elwyn and Carl. Warforged and Elwyn as well were both come under some kind of a memory drain effect. Their memories not lost, but physically torn from within them. This like physical pain as they were sort of ripped out.
It was Carl and Warforged, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. It was Carl and Warforged, wasn't it? Yeah. Terrible. I took poor notes last time.
Elwyn has no memories.
No, indeed. Yeah, he's far too old to remember anything. Eventually, this
Was it the red ooze thing that caused that?
yes, that was right. Yes.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Eventually, this combat came to a close, including a truce, or well, so rather an escape by this green slard, this toad-like creature, which had been attacking Elwyn. As things calmed down, there was a bit of discussion and debate about what to do. Elwyn whilst there was some members of the party that wanted to stay in that area, Elwyn initially voiced wanting to leave and then just went ahead and left without the rest of the party. Eventually, though, despite some more voices, these repeated voices that you've been experiencing, sort of trying to goad or taunt or just tempt you into coming deeper, you did retreat and took a long rest, including one of the guards who had escaped, who out of character knowledge to all but Elwyn was in fact the same green slard, the shape-shifting slard. There was then some more voices and a revelation / recognition that Eleanor recognised one of the voices that was also recognised by another member of the party. With some deduction rather than straight out recognition, was able to come to the realization that the voice of Warforged's creator is also the cousin of Eleanor's stepfather. There was a little bit of discussion about, in general, what the voices, what the source of them was, or what the cause of them was, or the meaning behind the ones that have been heard, which kind of led to that realization. Your working theory in the party seems to be that those that were attacked by the internet devourers seem to be the ones experiencing these, or at least, everyone's experiencing them, but seem to be connected to the particular voices. You also found where that one motionless City Watch guard was kind of just standing in that lower jail area. You did find a secret doorway which just led down a dark, unlit stone staircase, which you decided, following your rest, to head down. At the bottom of this staircase was a corridor with a door at the end, and we left with Carl opening the door.
Oh yeah, what a muppet.
Just as a reminder for my own benefit, I guess, what was, I believe, the only source of lights currently were the two, I think Eleanor was casting dancing lights, right?
I had dancing lights up.
Oh yeah, you both had dancing lights up, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And on my belt,
Yeah,
I've got a
I think we
hooded
both did, yeah.
honey lamp.
Yes. Yeah, that's
But-
cool.
Just in case that becomes relevant.
Nice. Yeah, cool. So we have a marching order for the order you guys were in. We'll pick up with that doorway opening. So yeah, Carl, you tested the door, didn't you, for any kind of
Someone looked at it for traps, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know who. And then I was going to boot it open.
Yeah.
Stood directly in the middle, in a way that Foundry doesn't let us. So when the game is unpaused, I'll click the button.
Yeah, that's cool. You push forward on the door, opening it, and it swings open quite easily. There's no lock to it. There's nothing that prevents it opening. It opens quite easily.
Kicking it hard enough that if it's loosely hinged, it might actually bounce back off the wall a bit.
Yeah, it's
certainly not going to be quiet.
Swings open.
Oh no!
Is it just me, or are these dancing lights?
Are they what? Sorry.
It's very dark.
Yes.
The dancing lights are.
Yeah,
they feel like they're giving off they only give off 10 feet.
They only did give off 10 feet of light.
All right.
Yeah. You open the door and you
step
can
into
just
slightly
see inside of this doorway.
Oh God.
To those of you that are not Carl or Eleanor, that have dark vision of various abilities, I guess I will allow you to. I will narrate what you guys see, I guess. So those of you that can see there is a chamber, square room, about 40 feet across that you can see. There's a few things that initially catch your focus as the door opens. There's a metallic ring shape on the ground. Only stands up from the ground about 2-3 inches, but you can see it's relatively large. It's large enough that somebody can sort of even lay within its. Let's rather than keep putting dancing lights up, let's just do this quick. Give me 1 sec. This will be a far better short-term solution. I think annoyingly your words were meant to move. Let's just pop them there for a moment. You can see this metallic circle in sort of not in the middle of the room, but in the room, just on the floor. Inside of that circle, there are two humanoid figures you can see. Laying on the ground, there is a fully naked human male. Just on the floor alongside them, there is a suit of armor which you recognise as belonging to the Watch, and you quite quickly notice the skull. The skull of this human is looks like it's just been shattered, ripped open, cracked open. It's just missing entirely, and you can actually see the inside of the skull, like the brain exposed. There's this other figure stood over the body. Humanoid at first look. Then you notice these tentacles reaching down from the sort of chin, from the face. One of those tentacles is just attached directly to the brain of that body below it. And you can just see there's almost like a slow pulsing. That tentacle is almost it's almost like it grows and then shrinks as it's just doing whatever it is doing. This creature that stood over the human guard, its eyes are staring straight at the doorway, straight at your party. Entirely motionless, no sign of movement of the eyes or of this humanoid creature itself. And then you do also take note of a number of other identical looking creatures around the room, each entirely motionless. Those of you that can see that can feed that back to those that can't see if they wish.
I'll put my hand on Carl's shoulder to stop him from charging into this room.
Well, one thing I'll do the second the door opens is try and move some lights. So, fractionally behind I will move at least like maybe like an arc of lights, like sort of here. So I don't know how much I can see because I wasn't sure exactly how big the room was, but
Well,
yeah, like one,
who's
two, three,
moving
four.
my lights?
Those are Eleanor's lights.
Where did my lights go?
I can put more out.
It's fine. I don't want them anyway.
Yeah, the Eleanor sends those dancing lights out, and Carl and Eleanor, you both now have the same shared vision to maybe a lesser degree, but you can see some of this same situation. This creature in the middle, the ones around the outside of the room, entirely motionless. And each not even looking at you, they are just looking down at the ground. That one in the middle, its eyes are just looking in your direction, but it's like it's not even looking at any of you, it's just looking through you.
How are we doing this, guys? What are we here for? What's the plan?
Fuck some stuff up.
I mean, this looks bad, right?
Plan is to now turn around.
Just turn my head very slightly towards the hand that's on my shoulder and just go, Bible?
Sorry, what was that?
Fireball?
Fireball. Potentially, we might be letting loose a little early on that into
Morale?
something we don't really know. How does everyone feel about that? Are these things we should be trying to talk to? They seem to be showing no reaction to the lights that have gone in the room, right?
Zero reaction though.
Seem hostile.
Well, that one's eating a brain.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
well-
Not ideal.
something in
If we're
here
being
is
honest.
something in here
Oh.
is fucking with us, and we should sort them out.
I don't hear that voice, do I? That was
Yeah.
speaking. That's not
Nothing, no, nothing.
not said anything since we opened the door. I mean, I can throw a fireball in there. It's probably the safest chance we're going to get for me to do that. We see 4 of them in there, do we? Including the one that. Which one is the one that's eating the brain?
This one in the center of the room here.
I don't see one there.
I don't see anything actually.
There's nothing there.
I
I got
can
this
see-
one, this one, this one, and this one,
Oh,
but
I
nothing
can see
here.
that. I can see that one.
I
I
I'll
can see
try
nothing
refreshing.
through the door.
Yeah, maybe
I'm
try
gonna try
refreshing. do that, and then we'll let you properly assess the situation.
I just thought one had a really, really long tentacle, you know.
So in fact,
I now see one in the middle.
between your whole party, you currently have. I'm just checking everyone's vision. So you should be able to see one here, one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there.
There's 6 of them that we can see total, yeah.
Yeah, across the party, yeah.
Yeah.
But I believe there are also areas of the room that none of the party can see currently, like corners and stuff. But yes,
I was going to say, whichever one was down here, I can't
yeah,
see.
across the party, there are 6 visible.
Before I go all out and sling a fireball into this bitch, can I just take a moment to really have a proper look around the room, try and assess what might be going on here without actually crossing the threshold of the room?
Yeah, I'm having some issues with loading the whole game, so it'd be great if we didn't do anything until I could have a look.
Yeah, no sweat. I'll get you to roll.
It's probably my internet up here, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, if it's exactly the same as what you described already, then that's fine. But
So this roomsy is quite stark by its lack of features. Really basic. It's not a cave or a cavern. This is like there are built walls, like man-made walls, but very basic. No signs of decoration. The floor again is like tiled, but very basic. The tiles look like they could have been there for hundreds of years, if not more. Like, it doesn't look like there's much sign of maintenance, use, or even any kind of clear indication what this room is or is for. The 5 that are around the room. You get a sort of slightly clearer look on them now as you sort of take a moment to really sort of pay some attention. Each of them are stood motionless, heads just looking down at the ground. The only thing of note you really see on each of them is just there's a slight dripping of some kind of like slightly viscous, mucousy type liquid, just sort of slightly dripping down what you would call their face, I suppose, and just drips down to the ground. That one in the middle, again, it's motionless, other than the pulsing of that one tentacle, which is attached to the brain of the human guard.
Ugh. These guys are fucked up. The 2 bodies in the middle, the guard, I assume the fact that his head is smashed open means he's very much dead. Or I would assume that means he's dead.
If that guard in the middle is alive, then it would be some kind of medical miracle. Yeah, you can't see any way it's alive in this state. Yeah.
And the other naked body.
That is the one that was having its brain eaten. There's just the one body you can see in the center.
Oh, there's a body and the guard's armor.
The guard's
next
armor
to
is
it,
alongside.
like.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you said there was 2 bodies. That's
Sorry,
okay. No, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I've looked around the room. I see no chance of civilian casualties. I see at least 5 things to fuck up.
I only see 2, but I say 5 of us, 5 of them, 5 of us.
Let's
6 of
even
us.
the odds. There's 4 of us, but yeah.
As you are sort of having this
4 of us?
conversation,
5.
four players.
Well, there's 5 for our
players.
win, right? Yeah.
As you are having this conversation, each of you hears a voice. Again, this isn't from around you. This is from within each of you. But this time, it's not any of the voices you've heard previously. And in fact, it's not even a voice. It's almost like if you can imagine a chorus of voices all speaking simultaneously. That you can pick up like masculine tones, feminine tones. It almost feels like some of these voices are maybe not even speaking in common, but it's almost like they all speak at the exact same time, just inside of each of your minds. You answered my call.
Jake, how hard are you holding my shoulder?
I've not grabbed hold. I put enough of a hand on there to go, don't charge through this door, kind of thing. It's only a gentle. It's turned into more, as we stood there for a minute, it's turned into more of just a reassuring.
That's
kind of hand on your shoulder.
probably a mistake. I'm going to run in.
If you go to move, I will tense up and try and grab you.
Here we go.
I kind of don't want to be stopped.
Blame you. No
So,
one who would want to stay near me, right?
Some sort of contested roll. Lovely.
Oh yeah, this can only go well, right?
Whoa.
Well, I'm
There you
gonna roll
go.
like shit for the rest of the evening, aren't I?
Deep down, I did want to be stopped.
2
Obviously.
rolls in a row, both natural 20s. Who would have thought it, eh?
Ooh.
Which means you should definitely
Okay.
go to combat, because what could go wrong at this point?
Yeah, I'm starting. So you can hear Carl is starting to growl, and
Oh, wait a second. Because I can't blow them all up if you're in that room, because you'll get hurt.
it just stopped.
And I go to start preparing to cast Fireball unless anyone wants to stop me.
Oh.
I reach
that
into the
case-
component pouch and stuff, but
In that case, let's roll initiative. Let's take these dancing lights out of initiative.
nah, let them all fight. It'll be a laugh.
there's no element of surprise here, because they have seen you coming, obviously, or it has seen you coming clearly. But I'm going to give you functionally a surprise round, because a lot of them don't seem to be doing anything. And to be fair, Z just rolled a 20 on the dexterity check, which seems like a good way to sneakily pull something off. Z?
You know, I've never fought one of these things before. The only thing I know about it is from the start of Critical Role, where a party of like level 8 characters fought one of them and just about survived, so I am shitting it.
That'd be alright. Be fine. They didn't have me. And I pull out a small bead from my component pouch, and just hold it in the air, and it begins to float above my hand. It just bursts into a bright flame, and I launch it into the room, landing slap bang in the middle here, where it just erupts into this fiery blast. We'll have the old classic fireball-y. See how shit I roll on damage. Not that shit at all.
360s, I like those.
I will take that. That is a decent enough roll. Ah, die, dancing lights, die!
You killed my dancing lights.
I killed all of the dancing lights.
Kill all the dancing lights. You send the fireball in. The dancing lights don't functionally die. There's no sound at all. You where you would expect screams when something like this happens, like life forms inside of a fireball. Like you've cast this spell before, Z. Like you've seen the effect it has, and there's just this. All you hear is the eruption and the flame, but there's not a single noise. There's no screaming. There's no squealing. There's no yelps of pain like from a beast. There's just deadly silence. And even as you can see, the fireball itself then just sort of it lets out and it sort of begins to dissipate, and you can see smouldering. You can see like black burns across the bodies of some of these creatures, and there's just no sound.
And now Z is scared. Because that's weird.
Is there anything else he wants to do?
Oh no, I'm alright.
Elena.
Yeah. I will shakily draw my bow back and fire an arrow.
Nice. Yeah.
Then I will try to sort of I don't know how good the vision is, but don't tell me. I'll try to sort of slink into back into the shadows a little bit more.
Yeah.
And do a stealth thing.
Nice. Yeah.
And that's it. I'm done.
Okay. Warforged. You've seen a fireball erupt, and then you've seen an arrow just stick into it. It sort of lands in the neck of one of them, and you can see where the arrow from Eleanor is like just hanging out of the neck of that one in the middle of the room, and there's just no sound, not even movement that you can see for the moment.
I'm gonna kind of just step here, so then I don't get. Is that as? Would I still have as much cover if I'm?
You've got two people stood in front of you. Yeah.
Have I?
Yeah, Eleanor and Z.
Oh yeah, right, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, sure. Hopefully they both hit.
Ooh. Oh.
Nice.
Bad.
What a legend.
Yeah, you've let go two Eldritch blasts. One of which is you sort of catch it with the first one, Again, there's no sound. There's the sound of the force of it hitting it, but there's no cry or yelp or pain. And then you let the second one out, and the second one is just perfectly aimed. You sort of hit it, smash against it. You see it sort of stumbles back as the force hits it, but still no sound. Anything else you want to do, Warforged?
No.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Carl.
Oh, I don't like that they aren't doing anything. My hand has come off your shoulder now.
Yeah, I guess that as a an object action. Can I take the hood off the lamp on my belt?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to move through the. Can I get through the? Ah, there we go. That's how I get through the door. So the one straight ahead is the one eating the brains. So I'm just going to go right up to it, and then I'm going to hit it. Much better. With my Frostburn Greatsword.
You guys are bold. This is not how I saw this starting.
No.
I've been looking to hit things for a while. There we go.
Nice, the spirit of the Oaken.
And again. Oh, and then did that in the wrong order. Bonus action. I would like to rage. I think probably I did it first.
I don't. Yeah, that's cool. Either way, yeah, you kill this mind flayer.
Does it die in a satisfyingly crunchy and gory way, or is it not real?
Oh, it's absolutely real. As you take the first swing, and you can feel any uncertainty you had based off the start of this encounter. Like, you feel the sword make contact, slice through it, and then the second one, I don't know. You tell me how you finish it off, I suppose.
I'm gonna just lunge forward, hit it once, and then reverse the sword. And then just screaming, I'm just going to bring it straight across its shoulders and remove its tentacly head.
Nice.
And then if it doesn't fall over straight away, I'm just going to boot it in the chest.
Yeah. Boot it backwards.
And boot it backwards. And technically, I think I've got some move left.
Ooh.
I've got another 10 feet.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah.
Oh, there's one. Is there one stood directly behind it, or is that?
That's the one you knocked back that you killed.
All right.
As you kicked it back, I just moved it back slightly.
I'm concerned by the fact it doesn't say dead, but I shall not worry too much about that because it has no head, and I shall move. Use the last of my move to approach that one.
It does say dead if you hover over it, by the way.
Oh, that's okay then. So I'll just step up to there, making my next action pretty obvious.
Nice.
That's me done.
That's better. There we go.
It is just a state of mind. That's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool. We cycle around to the start of round 2. And immediately, Carl, you notice simultaneous movement. The other ones around the room, immediately, each of them, their heads, where they were previously just, even after the fireball, there was no sound, they were motionless. Each of them now just darts up the heads, and each of them immediately just seems to lock on you in the center of the room, Carl.
Okay.
Whoops.
Hopefully the screaming will distract them.
Yeah, this one here, it just immediately it sort of looks up, looks towards you, Carl, and just immediately moves forward towards you, and then just swings this like tentacle over towards you.
Yeah.
Which hits, and I'll get you to make an intelligence save. Nice. Yeah, so it hits you. You take. You should have taken the full damage. I don't know why you took half damage there. Sorry to upset you. Should be another 7 damage. Yeah, take 13 damage from this psychic damage as it reaches over, hits you, and you become grappled by this tentacle as it just wraps around you.
Okay.
Less than ideal, you know.
Oh, I wasn't going anywhere.
This one here. Yeah, there's another one here, and it also just moves immediately in your direction, Carl. Sees that you're already grappled by the first one and just dashes up behind you and takes advantage of that. And also just attacks you the same way again. You see its tentacle just swing out towards Carl. That one's a miss though.
Excellent.
Elwyn is up. What would you guys like Elwyn to do?
Sharpshooter, shoot an arrow.
Yeah.
Right, I think, right? Sharpshooter, shoot 2 arrows, probably at the one directly in the centre. Because that would make the most sense. Who would have thought, eh?
Should I give you guys control of that?
Yeah.
There you go. Everyone should have permission to control Elwyn. You can fight amongst yourselves who wants to roll it and take responsibility.
Not me. I always do it, so not me.
Cormac, do you want to be Elwyn for the night?
No. I don't know how to put no.
Okay, I'll do it then.
I will.
Fine.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
There you go. Fills up for it.
No. He's shooting normal arrows, which he gets from. So I guess that's the bow. Just finding his bow on his.
I think it's the vicious longbow. It's called.
Oh yeah, vicious long.
And if you want to sharpshooter, you have to activate it first. It's under his features.
Got to pop his character sheet out of the way. That's better. Target him. Then features. Bloody hell, he's got a lot of features.
Elwyn's a complicated man. Elf.
He is. It's called sharpshooter.
Yeah.
It's not. Oh, there it is. Sharpshooter. Then inventory of a vicious longbow with an arrow. Oh.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nice. It hits for 17 piercing damage.
And he gets 2 shots, I
Elwyn
believe.
does get 2 shots per turn, yeah.
Does he get a sharpshooter again?
Yeah, he can do. Yeah, just gets to choose before every attack, essentially.
Oh, perfect. Why would he not?
Yeah, that's Shane's ethos, yes.
Yeah. Whoa!
Nice. 18 piercing damage on that one.
And he'll just move to that side. And was he bonus action stealthing?
He can with his with the nature's mantle that he's got.
Nature's mantle. Yeah.
The darkness means he is lightly obscured, so yeah, he can take a stealth check.
Yeah, he will take a stealth check as soon as. How? Is that just a stealth check? Which must be there. There it is.
No, you should play Elwyn more often. Some good results. Nice. This Mind Flayer here. Also, just joins around. You see them all now start to bundle around Carl. Those of you that are not Carl can see this. Again, the same thing. Just the tentacles just reach out towards him. which hits. We'll make another intelligence save.
Oh, that's not so good.
Oh dear.
Nice. That
Ooh,
20 psychic
That's-
damage.
That's not great.
And Carl, this time seems to hit you harder, and you become stunned. Carl was stunned until the grapple is broken.
that's not good.
Not ideal.
Be fine.
He'll be all right. He's a big boy.
Yeah. So Z, you see these multiple attacks and these tentacles wrapped around Carl, and you seem to notice that his body just seems to go limp.
Right. Right. Well, that's exactly what's happened. So you gotta make do.
Fine.
Yeah. Well, the temptation's there. However, I think that may kill Carl if I do that.
Not too much about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to cast something that I have not cast before.
Ooh.
So yeah, those of you that are like around who would see, I pull out. It looks like almost like a pocket watch from like a component pouch. I pull it out and flip open the front, and a little bead floats out of it. And I'm gonna push my hand through it, and it kind of spreads out in this kind of net across the whole room. And I'm going to target everything in the room other than Carl with the spell Slow.
Nice.
I think that is the best place. I think that's the whole room then. Because it's a 40-foot cube, and I'm pretty sure it's a 40-foot square room. But yeah, everything has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
But Carl doesn't, because, it's creatures of my choice.
Oh, look at all those saves.
Can't see them, do they all save?
Every single mind flayer saved.
It's fine, I figured they might. It's a wisdom save, they're probably quite good at it. That's cool. And it looks like they have magical resistance, whatever it's called.
Yes, it certainly looks like that.
That's fine. It was worth a try, worth a try. Nice that Carl failed at least.
And one of the dancing lights.
Yeah, fuck you, dancing lights.
In a wisdom battle, you're just slightly better than a light.
Exactly. And that's all that matters. That is everything I can do.
Cool.
I just look sad.
Amusingly, you still maintain concentration.
Oh.
Eleanor, you are up. Oh, give me one moment.
Oh,
Oh, I definitely had a better thing I could have done. I'm sorry, Carl.
it's okay.
I had something that probably could have got you out of that, actually.
I'm sure you'll use it next
I'll do it. I was gonna say I'll do it next turn, but
Oh, go for that.
Sorry, where were we? Eleanor, it's your turn.
Yeah. So, do I have advantage?
No, you do not.
Okay, cool.
I was trying to think what you're asking. I remember from your hide, yes. No, you are seen still, unfortunately.
who needs
still get some attack,
advantage,
right?
right?
Yeah.
Bloody hell, that is a decent sneak attack roll.
Sneak attack is really good now.
6, 6, 5, and a 2.
Yeah, you see
Yeah.
another one of these creatures sort of drop down.
And then I try to hide again. For what it's worth. Oh, no, no.
Just as a reminder to other people in the party, I have a special eyepiece. If anyone wants to charge in, I can pull you back at the end of your turn.
Warforged, it's your turn. Warforged. Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to run in because I don't want to die.
You won't die.
So you can help with that. They literally just mentioned it.
I know, like, okay. Is there no way this can backfire horribly?
Z has an eyepiece that can
As long as I
basically
can
rewind
see
time.
you. I believe I have to
Okay.
be able to see you to be able to do it.
Can I stand on the dead dancing light or whatever?
Sure.
Yes, I must be able to see the target. They must be within 60 feet of me.
Stab at it with my rapier. Flash at it or whatever.
Somebody might be in a wind tunnel currently.
Me.
No worries. Yeah,
Probably.
you hit Warforged for 9 piercing damage.
Yay. I don't think I have anything else I can do.
That's fair. Anyone got any reactions they would like to use?
Well, that depends. Is Warforged's turn over?
You ending your turn,
Yeah.
Warforged.
Yeah.
Can I still see Warforged?
You can, yes.
Then, as the turn ends, Z puts his hand to the eyepiece, twists a little dial on it, and whispers the Elven word. I want to say no, the Sylvan word, because I can speak Sylvan. For past, and as long as the target is willing, it's teleported back to the space it was in at the beginning of its turn.
I'm willing.
You are teleported.
Yay.
Nice.
I don't know is the actual stuff all automated on there, as in if I clicked them and clicked it, it would just happen or not?
Yeah.
Oh, it is, cool. I clicked it by accident earlier and it popped up a thing and told me off, so
Oh, did
that's
it?
cool. I'll try it next time.
Naughty boy. That's cool. Oh, good. Cool. That's the end of Warforged's turn.
What does it look like as he comes back? What
You-
actually happens?
You literally, so you see Warforged. It is like a complete mirror image of the movement they made at the start of their turn. It's not physically Warforged walking backwards as much as it is Warforged previous movements being rewound,
Yeah.
and you just see them arrive back in the space where they began their turn.
I just kind of like go, oh, that's so cool. Right.
Of course, how Warforged looks walking backwards, we've established previously when you spent an hour walking backwards for a forest.
Yeah, we know how cool Warforged looks walking backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been grappled and I'm getting flashbacks of going through the fucking forest.
This creature here steps forward, but instead of crowding around Carl like the others had previously, you see it turn, and it turns and it looks at the four of you in the corridor. And there's no emotion or anything. You just see these cold, just featureless black eyes. Just again, feels like it's looking at each of you, but just looking through you at the same time. There's kind of no acknowledgement of you being there. And then you just see it puts one of its hands to the side of its forehead, and then this blast of psychic energy blasts forward. In a 60-foot cone.
Oh, shit.
Okay,
I was about to say, like, I was getting ready for that. I was like, oh, I'll take this. This will be fine. Fuck, it's all of us. Intelligence saving throw. Come on. Shit. The one thing I'm meant to be good at.
Ooh.
It's not ideal. Stunned for a minute. Oh. I can't remember what my concentration was on. I think it was slow being silly, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was slow, yes. Z, Eleanor, and Warforged, amusingly. You each are stunned. Elwyn, you are not.
Right. That's not ideal. I'll be honest with you. It is suboptimal.
Yeah, is that for a minute?
You get to save every turn, it looks like.
Oh, that's okay then.
Yes, you do get to repeat the save, yeah.
had I seen that, I suppose I may have portended, but that's silly, and that's metagamey.
Carl, it's your turn, and you are stunned.
I believe I'm stunned. I believe there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Well, you can't move. You can speak falteringly.
I'm gonna scream falteringly and incoherently. I am gonna rip your fucking heads off.
Sure, you are.
And that's about it. I assume that my anger and struggle is not enough to keep the rage running.
It's not. No.
I didn't think it would be.
You were attacked, right? This
Oh,
thing
that's true.
attacked.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
been
It's
attacked.
not just
I have
being
been
attacked;
attacked.
it's
Oh, that's
also
okay.
attacking, isn't it? You are right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I've got another turn of rage then. That's fine.
There you go. This one here. So. Yeah, it just swings a tentacle at you again, Carl. Just the same as the others. They're all just sort of bundled around you, just swinging wildly with these tentacle attacks. That one's a miss, even with you bundled up and with it having advantage.
Yeah.
Swings us round to the next turn. This is the one that has you grappled currently, Carl. And you're sort of stunned. You're not unconscious. You're just stunned, and it's just enough that you can sort of look around and get a feel for what's going on. And this time, you see you're grappled by the tentacle, but now instead, one of the other tentacles from its face just begins reaching out towards you, and it attempts an extract brain attack on you.
Can I use portent?
Yes.
I was gonna say I have a 6. It's gonna roll a 6.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
I
damage.
did just check the wording. It doesn't use a reaction or action or anything. It just
No,
before that. Yeah,
Yeah, sorry, I should have given you a chance. Yeah, you're fine.
no, that's fine. That felt like a relatively big thing.
Well, having now seen the damage, yes.
Oh shit! Fucking hell. Well, you're welcome, Carl. You live potentially another turn.
Yeah, you see it. Even with yourself stunned, again, you're not unconscious. You're just stunned, and you can just sort of in the wooziness, you can see that creature begins to reach out, and it's enough that you got a 20 on the perception check earlier when you were scouting the room, so you kind of have a bit of suspicion of what you think it may be trying to do there, and yeah, you prevent it using your portent.
God.
Well, when you're conscious and not stunned, what would you like to do?
Oh, I would like to shoot at that guy that just tried to stare me down.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. No. That's going to result in Carl attacking him. Right, that's better. So I think sharpshooter. Ooh, that's not so good. And then sharpshooter again.
Mm. Yeah, it hits that time. And again, there's the one overriding strangeness of this combat is just the lack of noise from these creatures. Every time you do damage, as you've seen more of them throughout the combat, there doesn't even seem to be a mouth or any means of traditional communication.
That's fine. I didn't want to talk to him anyway. Bonus actions, it doesn't look like.
I don't think anyone's spoiled for bonus actions.
The where is that? Oh, it doesn't really matter whether I don't get. He needs to take a level of enough levels of rogue to get not sneak attack. Yeah, I think that will probably do.
Okay. Yeah, this one here, adjacent to Carl. Again, just like the others, reaches out and just carries on, just whipping these tentacles across Carl's, across just basically they all just seem to be attacking the head, just trying to. Well, it doesn't take a lot to work out. Trying to get to what is inside of Carl's head. I'll set the joke up for Jake there.
I mean, not much.
We hits for a 21.
See, nothing much.
Save.
Yeah, 19 psychic damage goes through, and
That's painful.
Carl remains stunned. Z, you're stunned.
Oh shit! I know what you would have done.
Kind of see this going on, and seeing Carl taking these hits and seeing the portent is just enough to kind of bring you around a little bit. Do you want to make an intelligence save for me?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, it does end your turn, but you are no longer stunned. And yeah, your reaction, the portent on Carl, then seeing that big 19 psychic damage is enough to sort of shake you out of whatever was sort of keeping you out of action. And you're in a pretty similar situation. If I can get an intelligence save from you as well.
Right. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and again, similar thing. It's just enough. Whatever is going on, is enough to shake you out of this. It set you back initially, that mind blast, but now you're kind of back at your best.
Is that my turn over?
That is your turn. Yeah.
Cool.
Warforged, same again. Make an intelligence save for me.
Warforged doesn't exist. Don't be silly.
The
I
mouse
said,
is moving.
I said what? Save what?
Oh, intelligence save, please. Oh, nice. You guys really want to help Carl?
Well, it looks pretty bad for him, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Yeah, it does.
Elwyn says it'll be fine. He pretty much doesn't need the top of his head anyway.
That's all you can do, though, Warforged. That's the end of your turn. You make that check. I'm afraid. This Mind Flayer here, does it recharge its Mind Blast? It'd be funny
Doesn't
if it
want
did.
to.
Will, I think, do this. Yeah, you see where previously it's kind of looked through you. This time it actually turns slightly in your direction, Z.
Of course it does.
And this time there's almost like for the first time you feel acknowledged by it. Like it actually, rather than where previously these creatures have just looked through you, it meets your gaze this time, and for just a moment it's almost like you can. It's almost like you can feel it inside of your head.
Oh.
And then it just gestures towards you with its hand, immediately just throws it up, and it casts a spell.
Okay.
Casting Dominate Monster.
Interesting.
You do have advantage on that save because of your.
I have advantage.
Yeah.
What is it? Wisdom.
It's a wisdom save.
Right. Let's see. Alt for advantage.
Yeah.
Fuck yes. I will take that.
Nice. You just succeeded against the level 8
I-
spell.
Fucking hell. So I feel it try and get into my head somehow,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's almost for a moment. It's almost like for a moment you can feel that you're not alone in your head for just a second. Then you shake it off.
I shake it off and I just yell back at the others. I just go, nothing you want to see in there, mate. Don't worry.
Carl, you are stunned, and yours is not a savable one, I'm afraid.
Doesn't get to say.
Again, another one of this. I'm going to call them a murder of mind flayers.
Feels apt.
Just tentacles again. They're just kind of viciously, desperately trying to get inside of your head here, Carl. Literally and metaphorically. Nice. 18 psychic damage goes through, but you're
Only 17 goes through.
you are right. Only 17 goes through. It's not enough to. Sorry, go on. Oh, was that
No, I just did fuck.
I see. Yes, indeed. Yeah, you guys see it just reach out, and this time, previously, Carl was groggy. You could see him sort of the head lolling around, and this time he's still grappled and is still stood up as that one that's gotten grappled has him wrapped in the tentacles. But you see now the whole body goes limp, whereas previously he was sort of lolling around a little bit. He looks bad. And the one that has him grappled is up next. And yeah, it doesn't let up, and you see it again. It swings out once again, and just this time with that same as what you saw previously, Z, as the tentacle kind of reaches out towards Carl's head. Oh, and that's a crit.
Oh my fucking god.
Ouch.
I can do nothing to help you.
Is Cole dead?
Yeah.
Fuck.
That crit hit
Oh,
is
it's critical as well. Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's not an insignificant amount of damage.
Actually, no. Carl's not dead. That plus 100 is something that gets added because where he's unconscious. So it's actually 64 damage, which is not actually enough to do mass damage to Carl. Carl's 69 health points, I think.
Carl's on 0 when the attack goes through, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, does that mean the target is reduced to 0 hit points by the attack?
No, he is not
Okay.
reduced to 0 hit points because he's already at 0. But I mean that is 2 death fails, Carl.
It's no problem.
So you're not dead, but
Elwin's got a plan.
yeah.
It's me.
No, Elwin's first plan is what
Or is
he
it?
should
Oh, that's
have done
Elwin. Okay, sorry.
earlier. And guys, shout out if you don't think this is what Elwin would do. Is cast Healing Spirit
Yeah, it drops it under Carl, right?
and drops it on top of Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
protect
that's what
him
you
from
do.
you.
And that's only a bonus action, so
Is it a bonus action?
pretty sure Healing Spirit's a bonus action, yeah.
Oh, it is a bonus action. Beautiful.
I agree. That was absolutely what Shane would do. I don't think there's much other in this situation.
I think if he'd thought of it, he'd have done it last time. Interestingly. Not entirely sure that actually heals me of one.
It doesn't immediately. It's
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to make Healing Spirit automate because it's a bit weird.
Right.
but yes.
Then, well, there's still that guy there, so I suppose. He will. Where's the vicious? Oh, clicked it. There we go. There it is. No. There it is. target. That guy. Oh, that's not good. Oh, she's distracted. Second go.
Better.
Better. It's not dead yet, though,
Does hit
which
17.
is unfortunate. Might just also just step back once. Just
So if
just
Carl
in case.
dies, you've got something to play the rest of the session. Nice. Okay, this Mind Flayer here. Well, this could end badly because Carl is still unconscious at the moment. Yeah, swings the
Still dead at the
tentacles at
moment.
Carl. Oh yeah.
Is that another crit?
Everything's a crit. You're
It's-
unconscious.
You're unconscious. It's an
Oh, right.
crit.
Auto crits. Yeah.
Yeah. That is 3 death saves fails.
That's a shame.
Shit.
Yeah, you guys see, you see Elwyn in this moment of desperation throws out the healing spirit, and you guys have seen this before, so you see it as he casts it on Carl's space, and it lands there, and it's like a moment of relief. Like you guys have got a way out of this situation or some hope, and then you just see this other creature loom up behind Carl and swings across at the same time as the healing spirit sort of appears there. Swings down with a tentacle, and this time it sort of hits Carl's head. It wraps around the skull, and you can all see the moment as it crushes, and you can see for just a moment the top of Carl's skull almost expands for just a second, and then there is an explosion as the top of his skull shatters. Some brain blood splatters out. It's like squeezing a carton of orange juice. It sort of splats out and upwards, and those creatures around Carl immediately just go wild as they were already frantically flailing at Carl as he was there, and now this has gone from an attack to a feeding frenzy. Carl, unfortunately, you are not even in the position for final words.
Fuck. What? Okay, this.
Have you just arrived back, Cormac?
Yes. I came back to you explaining how his head was getting crushed like a carton of orange juice.
Yeah, Carl's dead.
Carl got the mountained. Game of Thrones reference for you if you fancy it.
Oh yeah.
Watch Game of Thrones.
I was.
Yeah, that's fair. Not appropriate for someone your age, anyway. You did do a bit of an Oberyn Martell.
A little bit.
Z, you've lost one party member in the last 24 hours. And as soon as you see this happen, there's no amount of medical doubt in your mind. Carl's dead. It's your turn.
Shit. As you can imagine, Z is not best pleased about this situation. It's not what some would call ideal. So I'm gonna step forward. Carl's dead, right?
You've just seen his head explode.
Yeah. So by the same logic as I've used prior, I'm ready a fireball. Because they ain't fucking having it. Too bad.
You'll have his brain.
No one gets to eat Carl's brain but me.
Yes.
And I'm going to cast Fireball. Fuck fuck it, I'll use my 4th level slot for it.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna I don't think there's any way of me throwing it and not hitting Carl's body. So I just launch it into the middle.
I won't make it a saving throw.
And yeah, I guess under my breath, there is a distinct like apology to Carl as I do it, but shit's gone south. So
Yeah.
Didn't die.
what did I even roll there? Wow, I only rolled what? That is a terrible roll.
Yeah, it was a terrible roll.
You killed one.
Sake. I did kill the one closest to us at least, but
Well done.
I don't massively like the look of this, so I'm going to use the rest of my movement to back up towards Elwyn and let them come to us. And I say this, I'm like, right, let them come to us. Turn.
Eleanor.
Yeah. So I think the first thing I do is probably throw up at the vigil.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm just trying to think from here. How far is this?
Ooh.
I'm really pissed off. So, how do I move this thing around?
Middle mouse wheel will scroll.
I don't have middle. I don't have middle mouse. Oh, I can scroll. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
that was rubbish. That was literally terrible.
I mean, it's not the best of rolls, is it?
And they all save.
Oh wow. And then I'm gonna bonus action dash to go all the way back here, which I will get attacked, but that's fine.
Yeah, you take an attack from one. I'll just move it there to do that.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. He misses. Warforged, yeah, you're the next to act. You saw Carl crushed his skull, followed by Z immediately just throwing that fireball in.
I don't even know what I want to do now. Oh. Yeah, yeah. That's the wrong spell. I meant to use Blight.
Because you have just lost a member of the party, I will allow you to undo your spell. Take a spell slot back.
Yeah, thank you. Wait, should I just not press consume spell slot?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
He succeeds, but he takes 22.
He's dead, I think.
Yeah. You reach out and you see like these creatures, like when Z saw them earlier, they've got this slight mucus going across them, and you actually see it, Warforged, as you just reach out in anger and whatever your reaction to what's just happened. You cast the blight, and you can see the necromancy go across it, and then the body begins to dry and wither, and even that mucus substance across their faces, you see even that dries and dissipates, and that octopus-like facial features they harden and they go dry, and you see them begin to slightly sort of wrinkle and even shrivel slightly, and it just drops into a pile on the ground. Anything else for you, Warforged?
I don't even know. I'm just gonna like move here, so I've still got sight on them, but yeah.
Okay. This one here initially is just a frenzied feeding on Carl, but then you see it sort of look up, and it sort of looks Warforged. I think you're the only one that's got vision on it at the moment, and you see it look over at the one you just attacked, and it just dashes in your direction. Gets to here, and you see it stop and take count of whatever is happening down here and what the rest of you are doing. And then it looks towards you, Warforged, and casts Dominate Monster. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Shit.
Warforged, you are charmed.
Great. What does that mean?
Essentially, it is controlling you.
Did
Currently.
Warforged get the advantage on that?
Oh no, you didn't. Warforged, make a wisdom save for me.
I'll take whatever I can get at this point.
That is entirely fair.
It doesn't matter.
No, but we tried, and that's all that's important.
Yeah, well, Carl tried, and look what happened to Carl. Okay, great.
Yeah, and it's similar to Z. You're not alone. You can feel there's something else inside of you, alongside you. It's like you're not alone in your own sort of self. And you just hear this voice, and it just says, "Kill them." Elwyn, it's your turn.
So from... Oh, is it my phone the door? Well, that's easy then. No, that's not what I want. Target. Vicious longbow. Oof.
Nice hits.
It doesn't die though.
Oh, concentration checks.
Fails. Warforged.
Yes.
You hear that voice, and you have every temptation to reach out to Eleanor alongside you and just grip around her throat with your hands. And then as you almost begin to sort of make that motion to attack Eleanor, you see this arrow just go across the front of your eyesight, goes between you and Eleanor, and then immediately you're just aware of your surroundings again. No idea what you were doing. Elwyn, it's still your turn.
Let's repeat that. That was nicely successful. Not so good. And then, not to be inefficient, using the healing spirit. So, as a bonus action, I can move the spirit up to 30
Yes.
feet, base you can see. So I will pull it back 30 feet. Although I don't know how to do that. So
Where did you want it, sorry?
just 30 feet, as close to us as we can get it.
15, 20, 25, 30 would be there.
Yeah. Is it, just to check, if the mind flare steps in it, it won't take advantage of it?
It will, yes. It's not just
Ooh.
friendlies for healing spirit, I believe. I think that's right.
Ooh. In that case,
You can. It says you can cause the spirit.
Oh
to
yeah,
do
that
it.
is true.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
you
right.
have
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, that's fine then. In which case, that's fine. In which case, if I can get it to dance to try and distract it, that'd be even better. Okay.
This other mind flayer, Warforged, Eleanor, Elwyn, you can all see it. In fact, so can Yuzi. And it just drops down. Like, Carl's body is no longer grappled and drops down when the other one that had him grappled dies. And this one just drops down to its knees immediately. And you just see this noise, the tentacle just dives into Carl's brain. And you just see that pulsing of the tentacle again. See?
Yeah. Okay. I don't like the look of that. So
Zombie
I'm gonna just step past my friends here. And weighing up my options, I'm gonna use my last 3rd level spell slot, but I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray at 3rd level.
Yeah.
So it gives me 4 rays instead of 3. The first one's going on this guy in front of us.
Yeah.
The other 3 are all going on that one up at the back by Carl.
Nice. Yeah.
Some terrible damage, unfortunately, but there was a crit in there somewhere.
Yeah. The one at the back takes the crit.
He's not dead though.
He's not dead.
Wow. And I will just step back to where I was here, and I guess yell out. They're both looking pretty hurt. The one at the back's doing something weird.
Eleanor.
Oh, I'm muted. That's great. Cool. I'm gonna shoot the guy at the back.
Yeah. Yeah, you do it. You see it kneel down and start whatever it is doing to Carl's brain, and that's enough that it triggers something in you. You let it go, and it's, unless you object, straight into you manage to hit the actual tentacle that's eating a Carl. Sever the tentacle,
Sure, yeah.
and it's enough to, you just see the whole of this mind flare just, it falls forward, just body slumped over Carl's.
Good.
Warforged.
Oh, and then I'm gonna.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
End my
Yes.
turn by just retreating slightly,
Yeah.
and I'm done.
And at it again. It's gonna save, innit? It failed.
You see the same thing
What?
again, Warforged. You reach out and you just see the whole of its body begins to shrivel. The tentacles even begin to shrink a little, and it's almost like the whole facial features begin to just sort of almost cave in on themselves, and then the body just collapses down. Anything else you want to do, Warforged?
It's oh god. No.
Okay. We'll drop out of initiative.
Oh god. Okay, good.
I've never done this before, but I'm going to suggest I'm going to go and get a drink, and we'll take like a 5-minute break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. I'll be back in a few minutes, I guess.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, Phil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was this something like you were planning, or?
No.
Oh,
I never find out.
Fuck.
We never find out what happened to James.
Oh, we know what happened to James.
wait. What? Who? Wait.
Right?
What?
We totally know what happened to James, but
Well, he died. I'm assuming.
he
Oh,
got
on
involved
Carl's
with
watch.
magic bullshit and got himself killed. I think is what happened. But there's still a chance. There's clerics in the city, right? Right. I don't know how I don't know how expensive it is to get like Raised Dead or whatever it is cast, but We have 2 people to get it done on now.
Right.
Well, you know what Carl would say.
Magic bullshit.
Well, that is also true.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Literally, that stun is all that did it there. I had
I
something.
think. Well,
Are
yeah.
you gonna?
Carl was in trouble.
Oh, I didn't get stunned there. I had something.
What were you
Getting
gonna do?
getting grappled, and then actually being grappled was fine, but the
Stun that came with it. I had nothing to break that stun. I was just going to remove you from the equation.
Oh,
You're
banish.
gonna banish him?
Yeah, I was just going to banish you.
Yes, you're desperate to banish someone, aren't you?
Well, it's a nice handy way to get you out of the thing for a few turns, let them all move to us, and then make you reappear again. And then you can go fuck them up again.
In hindsight, that would actually be quite a good plan an attack.
Yeah.
How long are you banished for?
It's a minute. 10 turns.
10 turns is quite a lot. But
But if you drop concentration on it early, you come back. And you can choose to drop concentration whenever.
Yeah, so that actually sounds like quite a good way of...
But it is a level 4 spell, so it's a big drop. The only reason I was going to do it is because you were going to die. Like, say I got you... Like, Portent got away from that first one, but yeah.
Well, I was already grappled and stuff by then.
My second portent dice is an 11, and they rolled an 11 before and it hit you, so there was nothing I could do to stop it hitting you again. And, as I know, obviously I messaged you, didn't I, Phil? But actually, I think having that healing spirit under you, going by the way it was being ruled with the dropping to 0 hit points for the Devour Brain, would have actually made it easier for you to be insta-killed.
Possible, yeah. I don't think it could get much easier.
I don't know, it took them 2 hits at least instead of 1.
Yeah.
Wait, so what even happened? Because I wasn't there for most of it. I just came back to...
Really much, Carl just ran
It's
in, got grappled, and lumped by by all of them, but the one that originally grappled him did hit him with a critical psychic damage, 50 odd points, I think.
God.
And actually, the blow that killed him, because the blow that killed me was only 17 points, but then hit me with 60.
Well, there was one that was a crit that was 160 something damage.
Yeah.
What?
And then there was the second attack, which was a crit, which was a 60 something points of damage. But because you were already dead, they were just failed death saves. But yeah, you were. You were gone at that point.
Oh my god. Why do we have to lose another person?
All I'm saying is I hope there's a fucking staff of willing in here that I can use.
There better be a good reward.
What's the fucking plan then?
I don't know.
Because, we came down here to avoid Carl getting hung, and now Carl's dead anyway.
Oh god, yeah.
And so's Leokin.
Well, I mean, I guess they got what they wanted then.
Brilliant.
People, I can't remember their name.
I mean, we should probably just go.
No.
No.
Well, that's...
Got to at least look in the room.
Excuse me,
And
Carl,
also-
you're dead.
He's Elwyn.
Oh yeah, Elwyn. Yeah, Elwyn.
Right.
But then their death would be all for nothing.
Oh, we should at least check out the room. Otherwise,
we
it's
should
pointless.
Did Elwyn get a necklace last time?
Yes.
One of the green ones. I was going to say.
Elwyn has a necklace. We all had one.
I think Elwin would certainly be saying something along the lines of, Carl wouldn't want us to leave him with all those magic items on him.
I mean, we need to get him out of it. Same as we do with Leokin. We're not leaving them down here.
We need to go and look in the. We need to go and check there's no more of those things in the room.
It's a little bit more grim when one of our guys hasn't got a head.
Oh no, he's got a head. He's just missing the top of his skull.
Well, yeah, okay, fine. You know what I mean, though.
It's like saying someone hasn't got an arm when all they're missing is a hand. It's fine.
Is it?
We'll wrap some, I don't know, bandages around it and do what we can. We're not leaving him down here. He'd hate that. This is like the last place he would ever want to be left. There's far too much.
Do it.
Far too much mad. I mean, it would be one last middle finger, but contrary to the kind of vibe I give off, I've grown quite fond of Carl.
We've got 8 ticks of healing spirit to use up as well before we go to.
Yeah, I could do with some of those. I'm sure Eleanor and Warforged could as
all
well.
All three of you.
Yeah.
I'm
half dead.
Is it turns or is it? Sorry, it lasts for rounds.
You get a certain amount of uses. Yeah, so you only get
1 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Right, which is Wisdom's is 4 uses, so it's got 4 ticks on it basically to use.
That's 1 each and 1 for.
We can each have a d6 and 1 for whoever gets the least from it, I guess. Would be my suggestion.
All right. Silence. I like it.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Cool. Ish.
First things first.
Yeah, go for it.
We use up we use up 4 ticks on the healing spirit before it disappears.
Yep.
We said we do a d6 each and then an extra d6. The last one, whoever has the least health at that point.
Sure. Each roll a d6, I guess.
Nice.
Elwin.
For what it's worth, Elwin has taken no damage.
Elwin. I don't know why Elwin rolled a d6. 5, 5,
and 5.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that Elwin rolling the 5 at the beginning was me.
I see. Yeah.
I must have had him selected.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to temporarily just put the permissions for Elwin for Phil.
Makes sense.
Okay.
We also all rolled 5s. Who's on the lowest health?
I have 27.
I have 26.
Warforged?
Oh, or maybe
34. So no, I mean yeah.
what?
I don't know.
How many hit points do you have?
Oh, hit points.
Yes, I said.
This is myself because I think he's getting the dice. So
I was going to be nice and offer it to you, to be fair, but
no, it's all good. I'll just drink some potions. Oh, that'll do.
Chuck.
Which I mean, I'm basically at full health.
Yeah,
I'm
you'll be alright.
Shade off for full health now, so it's all good. You have the roll.
It looks like I've been healed 5 damage.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Oh, I thought you said, did you not heal? I thought you said you rolled 5 again.
Yeah, they had. And
I mean, I'll take it because I'm probably going to roll worse than 5 now, but no, that's a 6.
There you go.
32 hit points. Who would have thought it, eh?
That's some pretty incredible rolling, and then we have like 3 5s and 6.
Yeah.
Statistically above average.
I need. Z's
go and
gonna go
look
to
in.
run into the room.
Yeah, we've got to go into the room.
Yeah.
I cannot
Is the game
currently.
paused?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think we're set.
Its
to go
movement
in.
is currently locked, I think. There we go. Oops.
I run over to Carl. Z is not very squeamish. The sight is not like overwhelmingly awful for them. I know there's probably that. What I know, and Z probably knows that there is nothing that can be done at this point. But I'm gonna see. Like, even if it's just neatening up and covering what we can to have a carryable body. Z's gonna do that.
Yeah, sure. I'll get you to make a medicine check to see what you can make of the situation.
What a time for it, eh?
Definitely dead.
Yeah. You suspect that with a mass of medical knowledge, this would be beyond your capabilities, even if that was so.
Yeah.
Warforged, what are you doing?
Just like in shock mostly. I don't know. The body. Is it like fully headless? This body?
No,
Or is it like
Carl has a head still.
I meant
The skull has essentially just been shattered.
I meant the body on the
the
ground.
body of the mind flayers.
No, the one that they were eating when we
The
first
guard.
came in.
Yeah. The body itself is pale, and bruised, heavy bruising all over its body. And the brain itself looks like there are parts of the brain just missing entirely. It's like there's holes and cavities inside of the brain.
I'm guessing we don't recognise the girl. Oh, wait, no. We would recognise it. Carl would. Oh. I'm just gonna be in shock. Like, just yeah.
Yeah.
Owen's looking around the room.
Yeah. I'll get Owen to make an investigation check, I guess. Yeah, whilst this is going, Elwyn, denial or wanting to ensure the safety of the situation. Yeah, I've seen it before. Yeah, begins checking around the room looking for anything. This is like this. This is a really sparse room. Like it's kind of its sparseness is kind of like almost jarring, and just how bizarre this room is. There is no decoration. There is no furniture. There's no painting. No scratches in the walls. No markings. Anything. Just this large metallic ring in the middle of the room.
Hmm. So how did they get here?
Once I'm done with my Carl-related business.
Oh, sorry, Alan's done that already, hasn't he? So, sort of retreading. So,
Yeah.
just ignore that roll.
That's cool. That's cool. So, what were you saying, Z?
So once I'm done, like I don't know how long it takes for me to do what I can to, make Carl's body not alive, but like movable, I guess.
You can pull
So
the
that,
mind flayer that was slumped over him away, and you
yeah,
can tidy up Carl's, his limbs, put him in a sort of like a comfortable sort of horizontal position. But, in terms of the face and the skull, there's not much you can do there. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna, as gross as it sounds, I'm gonna scrape what I can and wrap in as much cloth as possible to try and hold everything together up there in case we need to move him. And then this circle is giving me all kinds of weird vibes, and I would like to have a very, very thorough check all around it. Anything magical, any kind of weird fuckery going on with it, I'm gonna have a look.
I'll get you all as a group because there's not much else in this room to focus on other than this.
Fuck off. Why can I not roll decent dice?
Yeah, you all begin to have a look at this item, get a feel for it. It's weird. So this isn't set into the floor. It looks like it's laying on top of the tiles of the floor. It comes up 2 inches in height, maybe 3 at most. There's not much height to it at all. You can reach out, touch it. It does no harm to you. It doesn't seem to conduct any kind of electricity or force. It is absolutely a magical item. There's no doubt in your minds as you touch it, as you sort of feel around it. There is a magical aura around it. Whilst investigating it, you try to see if it's attached to the ground, anything like that. It is laying on the floor. It's like I say, it's not particularly big, so you wouldn't expect it to be that heavy, even at its size. But any attempts to move it, imagine trying to pick up Mjolnir. It's like you can put all of your back into it, and there just seems to be no movement to it at all. It's attached to nothing, but it is entirely stationary.
As soon as we realise it's magical, which is pretty easy to you touch it, it's like, oh, it's a magic thing.
Yeah.
I pull a pearl out of my component pouch, pull out my spellbook, and I'm gonna start ritually casting Identify.
Yeah.
See if I can get a read on exactly what it does.
Yeah, that's cool. Is there anything anyone else wants to do in the meantime? Was everyone kind of taking this in?
I'll look around just for anything mechanical. A switch, hidden button, that kind of stuff. But otherwise, no. Mostly waiting for Z.
I'll get the non-Z members of the party just do another investigation check whilst you guys are looking around. Then whilst Z's doing that. Nice. Warforged, you're a little overcome by this all still, but Eleanor and Elwyn, you have a real thorough search around. And again, just the sparsity of this room. Like, there is nothing. There's no cracks in the walls. There's no signs of machinery, of any even other magic items. The room is just sparse. Z.
Hello.
You spend 10 minutes, sorry, casting Identify. You've never seen anything like it before, but you spend a little bit of time focusing on it and using Identify. You can get a pretty good feel for this. This is some kind of an ingress, less a portal. Not a portal or a two-way travel device. This seems to be the end of some kind of. This is the exit of some kind of journey or some kind of teleportation type effect. You get no sense of any way to activate it or anything that seems to suggest that this is an entrance. But this is clearly this seems like something that brings something here or allows something to arrive. This is you're sure this is the end of some kind of portal, but this is not a two-way system.
So things would come through this, but not go through it. Like they'd come to here, they'd not go.
Sorry, give me
from
1
here.
second. Lizzie just needs something.
Yeah. Do you think the mayor knows this is here,
I don't fucking know.
or even the guy that runs the library?
I don't know if the people know half of what's down here, even though they should.
Well, not seeing. This is it for going down down under the library, isn't it?
I mean, you'd think that there'd be nothing below this.
Well, there's no stairs below this. There's no. So if the staff was here and has now gone missing, it's been taken.
That's an
Sorry,
issue.
I'm back. So this is the end of some kind of portal or teleportation system.
And I've got no idea. Nothing seems to from what I do to it. There seems to be no way to activate it from this end.
So you can't seem to find a way of doing it, and using identifiers to try and get a feel for the magic. It doesn't seem like this is. It's not even like a summoning. It's not that you can open something from here. This is purely. This is the sort of plastic cup on the end of a piece of string. This can receive, but it cannot send.
Do I have any idea what kind of material it's made from? So you said metal, but do I have anything specific?
It's spending a bit of time around it. It looks like it's just made of brass. Like it's not even a particularly. This isn't even like a particularly precious metal or anything.
Was it created by a spell? Was this item, the ring, created as part of a spell? Because if it was, I learned what spell created it.
It was not.
Okay. Well, I relay this to the other members of the party. I assume this to be where they came from. But I can't expect that was the purpose of this object, because that seems crazy.
Oh, we
Why would you make an object like this?
tap it with his foot. Can we destroy it?
Well,
Here's a slightly interesting character moment, which I kind of didn't account for when I was prepping for the session. Elwyn, you have seen one of these before. As Z is able to sort of identify it, and gives a bit of information, it jogs something in Elwyn's memory. Elwyn has seen one of these before, only once before. But yeah, Elwyn encountered one of these around about 50 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
On the continent, the Blacklands.
Where's the Blacklands?
South.
Oh, I guess Elwyn will mention that. Seen one before. I don't know.
I kind
Did
of
anything-
this is awkward
50
because
years ago?
I knew that Elwyn had seen one before, and I also knew that Shane wasn't going to be here. I didn't really think about that. That was silly of me, but yeah.
When you saw it, Elwyn, did anything come out of it? Was it being used for anything, or was it like this one, just kind of sat there?
So when Elwyn encountered it previously, there was a minor difference. The one that Elwyn encountered was not an exit. It was an entrance. There was a group who were using them to transport from what Elwyn was aware of. Elwyn didn't have direct dealings with them or in the situation, but they were transporting rare materials and items in the Blacklands and taking them somewhere, but Elwyn never found out where.
I have a weird potential thing that we could do. That I could try. But I'm going to ask this question to the party first. If, and this is a big if, because this is only hypothetical at this point. If we could open this to wherever it came from, would you want to go in?
No.
I think Elwyn would have to think about that.
That's why I'm asking.
Sounds like the stupid sort of thing Carl would do.
Warforged, how are you feeling about it? You might be muted.
Muted.
Oh, there you go. I can hear you.
I don't know. Like. Don't. Oh,
If Z could take you to the other side, would you want to go?
yeah. To do it. I'll do it for. Yeah.
I got one yes, one no, and one maybe.
I think Elwyn's might be a no. But I don't. I just as his proxy, I'm not entirely sure
No,
How
I
he-
get that. That's
how
fair.
he feels about. My personal gut feeling is he would go. That sounds like a really stupid idea, but he may have reasons.
I ask Elwyn because Elwyn has seen these things in operation before. When they are in operation, do you have to step into them for them to work?
It seemed to be from what he experienced, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to move Carl's body out of the circle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think it was fully in the circle anyway, but I'm going to make sure it is. Make sure no one else is stood in the circle. And then I'm going to try something. I pull out my spellbook, and I'm gonna carefully study. I'm gonna carefully study like the actual ring, and then I have like almost like just a metal rod, and I just kind of do a little ting against the metal, and as I cast the spell, that kind of ring just becomes a just loud thudding sound, incredibly loud, so loud it could be heard 300 feet away. And I'm going to attempt casting knock on it. If it's an object that contains a mundane or magical means that prevents access, it opens. I might be stretching it a little bit here, and I'm fine with it being a no, but
Nothing happens.
I'm too curious to not try it. Okay.
I appreciate the attempt. It's clever, but yeah, nothing happens.
Okay. Edwin, have you ever travelled by one of these?
No.
That's a good question.
No.
I'm not stupid.
Have you ever seen anyone walk into one of these, or was it purely objects that were being sent through them?
When Elwyn saw them before, there were carts on wheels of items being sent through them, but he never saw anybody go with them.
Okay. Well, something tells me this thing links to whatever plane of existence those strange creatures come from. We've never seen anything like those creatures before, I assume.
None of you had seen anything like those creatures before. None of you had seen intellect devours before. You'd heard there are kind of, as we've sort of established previously, there are stories of intellect devourers and the idea that they are a portent of something else or a precursor of something else. But no, you've never seen anything like it. The closest you could equate it to is like some kind of aquatic creature, but that is just a physical resemblance.
Well, we have a rare and exciting moment in history right now, then, in that we are the first people potentially to see these creatures, and therefore we get to name them. I would like to opt for squid faces, but that feels a little on the nose.
I was actually thinking octopus wankers.
Garbanoids?
Wankers! Yes!
What about including Carl in there somewhere? Elwyn is perhaps suggesting, I don't know, Carl Wanker?
No, that just sounds wrong.
It does, doesn't it?
Garbanoids.
Gargonoids. I like gargonoids.
I don't know if we want Carl remembered by the things that killed him.
That's...
I'm pretty sure it's how he'd want to be remembered.
Nah, maybe they're called Garbanoids, and their like binomial name is Octopus Wankurius.
If we're really the first people to see these, then they'll pay us for them.
Yeah, we have to take like at least one of these bodies with us. But we're worryingly accruing a large amount of bodies we're going to be ferrying back up from this place, and it was a lot of stairs.
Elwyn will point out that Carl's not going anywhere. We can always come back and get him.
I know, it's just a lot of work. I know for a fact I would not be able to lift Carl if I wanted to.
What's the next step?
I think it is go back up.
I mean, yeah, have we now... Was this guard that was in the circle? Necklace?
There is a green metal necklace around their neck. Yes.
Okay, I take that, at which point I believe we've recovered all 7?
Yes.
Or all 7 have at least gone back up.
Yes.
So we've
eight,
done
eight,
what
sorry,
we...
but yeah, all of them.
Sorry, all 8, yeah. We've done what we were asked to do. We were asked to come down here, kill everything that was being a dickhead, and get the necklaces back. And I believe we've done that. So my suggestion to the party and my plan, unless anyone offers otherwise, is to return to the town, the city, search for any cleric that may exist, if there are clerics of high power in the city, and attempt to pay for or earn some kind of resurrection spell.
Feels like the mayor ought to pay for that, says Elwin.
Well, yeah, I feel like that's the case as well, but I also know that resurrection spells can be quite expensive, and also we were doing this as a favour to the mayor to not get killed, so probably not going to pay for resurrecting people that got killed during it. I don't know. My main concern at the moment is not how we get Carl and Leokin brought back to life. It's that we do.
Fair.
I'm gonna try and lift Carl. I don't know if it's possible for me to even.
You can't lift. You could certainly. You could. It's undignified. You could certainly drag.
Okay. Probably with two of us, we could lift him between us and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much of a person do you need to resurrect them?
I am not one to know clerical magic too well, I'm afraid. I believe there are spells that can bring someone back to life without even needing any of them, but I know nothing.
Warforged, do you want to make an Arcana check? See what you know.
I did.
Oh yeah, why do your rolls always come through late for me?
I don't
Z,
know.
yeah, you are right. Z, you have no knowledge. Warforged, you're aware that there are. In fact, Warforged and Enla, you're both aware there are magical means of resurrection and restoring people. You've certainly heard stories, but neither of you have any direct experience. Elwin, I guess, shame. Even when he's not here, he's the man. Elwin has no direct experience. Elwin has never died themselves, but Elwin has seen and heard of this happening, of it being done. He's no expert. His general feel would be that the more of the body and the better preserved it is, the better chances you would have. But he doesn't. He has no real expertise in it.
He's got one idea. If we just take them back to the forest and leave them there, won't they come back then?
That's Plan C.
Okay. I'm sure Carl would. I'm not sure that Carl would be any different as a ravening monster.
Okay, cool. I was just wondering how much, but it seems like the more of him, the better.
Yeah. Right, can someone help me with him? And I'll help. If someone helps me, I'll carry Carl. Someone wants to carry one of the dead Garbanoids, they're welcome to, but
What do you want to do, Warforged?
I'll carry Carl. Or yeah, I'll
You're gonna
carry
help Z
something.
with carrying
Anyway.
Carl?
Yeah. Yeah.
Eleanor, Elwin, anything for you? You want to carry?
Not really, no.
That's reasonable. Okay, you guys are headed back up.
yeah, take Carl's body up at least to where Leokin's is.
Yeah.
I think the plan is just to leave, right?
I think so.
Unless Elwyn, Eleanor, or Warforge want to tell me otherwise.
You might want to take those glasses off though before we leave.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, I take the eyepiece off. I put the torch back where I found it.
Yeah.
I'm not putting the eyepiece back. I'm gonna stash that at the bottom of my bag.
Yeah, you guys make it back to where Leokin and Pepper are currently. Unfortunately, you have a third to add to this. To this pile.
Right, have we got anything else from in here that we need to leave behind?
I don't think Elwyn has anything.
I don't believe that.
The nature's mantle. Where did
that came from somewhere else.
Uh,
The only person I believe that has a magic item is Eleanor.
some rope.
That was from here. You have a rope of entanglement that came from here.
Oh, right. Yeah, indeed. I'm keeping that, but I'll put it away.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. I was gonna say you're welcome to stash it at the bottom of my bag. Or
Sure, I'll give it to you. Where you get present for it.
that way, if we get caught, only one of us gets executed.
Yeah.
So you guys heading all the way back up?
Guess so.
I think so.
Taking
That's
Carl
Carl and Leokin,
and Leokin.
and if we can, Pepper.
I can't see a way the four of you are carrying all three.
What, do
We
we
are. Go for it.
need to take Carl now, or even Leokin now?
Well, ideally, we take them up as a matter of priority. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the quicker we can get them to the important healing places, the better.
Can we get someone else to carry him?
Once we get him up there, but we're the only ones down here.
Did we?
What was that? Sorry.
Did we make a stretcher in the library room?
You did.
Carl broke a shelf and made a stretcher. Yes.
Yeah, I vaguely remember a stretcher. If we put them all on there and all four of us carry a...
Yeah, it's doable. It's again, it's
gonna be
a
hard.
little lacking dignity, and it'll be a bit slow. But you guys could do that.
Dignity's something that other than Pepper they won't worry about.
I was to say it's fine. Carl didn't have much dignity anyway.
There is, perhaps it would be worth just looking through. Carl seems to have 2 weeks worth of food on him, and Leokin seems to have even more gear. Do we really need it all?
No, definitely not. But if we can manage, we'll manage, and we'll just take them as it is.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys taking all
Yeah,
three up
just
on that
make sure Pepper's on the top.
Yeah, you guys.
I will carry a few. I will carry a few bags and stuff if need be, but I'm not carrying anything bigger than that.
I'm hoping you're carrying one corner.
I was going to say there's 4 corners we each. Otherwise, we can't lift it.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, you guys load nearly half of your party onto this extra stretcher. Like this is nearly half the party that came down into these lower levels of the archives. And yeah, it's lacking in dignity and it's uncomfortable even for you guys. It's heavy. It's not well balanced. It's not even a proper stretcher. This is a makeshift stretcher. This is basically made from broken up furniture. and you have to struggle your way up through nearly 40 floors of flights of stairs. You make your way up, and it's grueling. It's mentally grueling, this experience, because of what's happened in the less than 24 hours you've been down here, but also just physically, it's tiring, and you have to go up each of these flights. But you get closer and closer. Scaling all these stairs, carrying this, it takes you just over an hour. And just past 5 a.m., you reach the top floor, back into the main level of the archives. You're back into the public areas of the archives at this point. You're out of those lower levels, and yeah, you find yourselves back on the top floor of the archives. It's extremely early in the morning. There's no sign of any activity in the archives at all. You can see there's a run room off to the side that you can see the flicker of candlelight coming from.
I assume I can't see my friend whose name eludes me at the moment, but is normally at the front desk.
Murdery.
He'll be in that room
Murdery, that's it.
waiting for us to sign the book.
I was gonna say he's not currently at the front door, right?
Not that you can see, no.
I guess, can we lay down the stretcher
Yeah,
on
of
the
course.
floor? We could probably all do with the breather anyway. I go over to the front door. Is it locked?
Yes.
Okay, I go over to the room with the light in it then.
Yeah.
And I'll call out as I go over to it. Murdery, are you in there?
Yeah, and before you can reach the doorway, you see a sort of movement of shadow in the sort of candlelight from that room. Murdery comes out. He has the archives itself are still lit. There's torches around, but he has a small candle which he's sort of holding, and he looks out and he says, I forgot you were down there. You've dealt with the creatures, the guards. They came back up and they said you would help them, allowed them to exit.
Murdery, we need help. Three of our party are beyond this realm, beyond the veil. We need. Is there a cleric in this city that you know of that we could go to?
How bad? And you can see there's a slight mix of panic in his voice. How far gone are they?
One of them's been gone a matter of hours. One of them has been gone near on a day.
But he doesn't have much of a head, just nice. Just to warn you.
And as you relay this information, you see there is a slight look of resignation, and there may be some that could help you, but that would not be something that would be crossing the that would not be within the laws of the land.
Well, I was gonna say I thought clerical magic was fine.
But healing is one thing, but to mess with the natural order of things, that's
There was nothing natural about what the fuck happened down there. Do not start with that. That was not natural. This is not the natural order of things.
The black-eyed lady is most protective of respecting the order of things. You must know this.
Wouldn't be the first god for us to piss off. Where can we go? Tell us the person. Then it's not on you if we go or not. We just need to know if there is a way.
Warforged, whilst this conversation's going on, you become aware of a black raven. How it's inside of the archives makes no logical sense. at this moment, and you see it just land on this edge of one of the bookshelves nearby, and for all intents and purposes, just looks like it's listening in on this conversation.
Could I?
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, could I walk over to it?
Yeah?
Does it disappear or anything like that, or fly away?
No? No reaction. In fact, it even, as you get closer, it actually hops over and jumps onto your shoulder.
Oh, new pet bird. Whatever the voice was in my head or whatever? I'm guessing it was those weird tentacle, whatever things. What they said that the staff of willing or whatever, that was part of the weapon. Is this true?
The bird looks at you, Warforged, and sort of tilts its head almost a little quizzically.
Oh yeah.
And then it just looks back over at this conversation that Z is having with Murdry. You can hear Murdry lowers his voice, almost if he doesn't want to be heard. There may be people that can help you within the city, but I want no part of this.
You would never be mentioned. Don't you worry.
You understand that by even sharing this information, I not only break the laws of my country, my employers, my people, but I risk the wrath of the goddess herself.
Murdery, I'm not going to ask you to share anything you're not comfortable sharing. I would never do that. I'm asking if there is a way for me to help my friends. If the answer is no, the answer is no. But I need to try.
Also, I'm not from around here, so you can tell me.
Z, can you make a persuasion check for me?
I can try.
Where's that portent?
It won't help. I don't believe. No, it would be honestly like taking a shit roll. It would have been better than that.
Murdry looks at you, and as he looks at you, you then see Murdry sort of turns towards Warforged, and you can see his eyes immediately. Murdry looks a bit surprised, and you can see he sees this bird on the shoulder of Warforged, and he sort of steps back, and he looks at you, Z, and he says, "Your book."
What about it?
If you want me to risk this much, then you'll give us the book?
Yes.
And the previous price is forgotten. This is the price you'll pay for your friends.
Yes.
And he reaches his hand out to you.
I assume going for a handshake.
He wants something.
Oh, as I said when we entered Murdery, I did not bring the book with me. The book is safely stashed, and as soon as we have done what we need to do, the book will be yours. You have my word.
Are we sure you want to do this?
Yeah. Just little sidebar conversation.
I do. 1 second, and turn around to the rest of the guys. Why would we not want to do this?
Do you think Carl would want to be resurrected? More magic bullshit?
Do you think Carl would have wanted to have died in that room?
No,
Fair.
I'm not sure he wants to be resurrected. Also, this book of yours is clearly extraordinarily powerful. Do you really want it in the hands of the government of this country? Seems like that way, magic bullshit's going to cost a lot more lives.
But we might be able to get them back.
Right, so you want to go around and resurrect everybody who...
No.
kills.
We might be able to get Carl and Leokin back.
Is that worth it? It's your call, your book.
No, it's not. It's. I will allow this to be a decision everyone makes, but
No, I'm not taking a decision, but I'm just saying. It's not my book, but it seems like a very powerful book. Potentially quite evil book, or yeah, it seems like the kind of book that you don't want to fall into the wrong hands.
I agree with you. But what's our other options?
We let them die and say that their death meant something.
I don't want that decision. I don't want to be the one that makes that decision.
Unfortunately, you're the one offering the book.
Well, did he actually offer the book?
No. Sorry, that's wrong. You're the one who has the book.
I mean, we could always get the information corrected and then not give him the book.
And as Elwyn posits this potential theory, the raven on Warforge's shoulder just lets out a caw.
Does it die? Or is it gone?
No, it clearly wants its presence to be at least acknowledged in this conversation.
Out of character, from what I remember of Elwyn's stuff, I have a feeling Elwyn might be slightly spooked by the raven.
I think that is entirely possible, yes.
I think it's okay to say. I think I have a memory that Elwyn has suggested.
Elwyn has suggested what, sorry?
That he might have met the Raven Queen before?
I am pretty confident Elwyn has confirmed he has not, but he has had dealings with other followers of the Raven Queen.
Yeah, he knows about her followers for sure. I remember him saying about that with Charistiona. Can we have a little bit of a 1 second out of character chat as well?
Yeah.
Does Cody want Leokin resurrected, or does he want to play someone different? And likewise, Carl, because it seems bad to like go down this route and then resurrect somebody at a great cost to the party, and then that person be like, "Oh, I don't really want to play that character anymore," and I'm stuck playing with it because I feel bad for saying I don't want to play them anymore. I'm assuming, Phil, you want to play Carl because it was expected, but I think Leokin was less expected, wasn't it?
Yes. So. I can handle that side of things narratively. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I would say. I mean, yeah, my feeling. Yes, I as a player rather than a character. Yeah, I would like Carl, but because I have not finished with Carl. But Leokin, yeah, I agree, is perhaps different. Although you can always resurrect him, and then he still doesn't have to rejoin the.
you've gone a bit. You broke up there for a second, but I think I got the gist of what you're saying, and I
Sorry,
that's fine. Yeah.
I'm walking around the house just feeding the cat.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. I just wanted to.
Yeah, it's a good conversation to have, actually. It
yeah.
is.
Especially with Cody, because he's not here. But the last thing he wants to do is come back from his break and it's like, oh, I'm totally going to play a new character. I'm really jazzed. And everyone's like, we just spent all of our money to resurrect you, and yeah.
Well, just because we do that doesn't mean he can't play a new character.
Yeah.
Leah King could
No,
just
it
turn
doesn't-
around and go,
no.
"I'm not." Yeah,
But it
That's-
does mean that there's like an
it's almost a
unspoken
social
pressure to
contract
do so.
kind of. Yeah, we spent a
Yeah,
effort
exactly.
getting. Yeah, I think that's fine.
The
I think-
Leokin side of the question isn't an issue. I'll just leave it
Cool.
at that. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. As we are having this discussion out of like this is an out of character thing to discuss very quickly. Out of character, like Z probably doesn't want to make the decision, but out of character, Jake does not want to make this decision of whether or not this book gets handed over, and we potentially completely alter our entire standing within the world as it is. Like, we're risking pissing off gods, we're risking pissing off the entire city and continent we live in by doing this. So, do people... Like, Z is willing to hand over this book in exchange for finding these people that can resurrect Leah, Kid, and Carl. Do we, as a group, want to do that? Or not?
Just for a little bit of context on the conversation, again, out of character and without, like, just spelling out anything too much or anything... obviously it would not be something that, you know, the Raven Queen, as in the person that sees that death is properly respected, would probably agree with. So that there is, you know, that would be a potential consequence, that her favor may not be as upon you as it is. In terms of how the country would view you, that would probably obviously depend on what exactly Murdry's source or contact is, you know, and how public that is.
Just, yeah, I feel like either way, like, no matter how, I guess, public or how accepted in the society it is that whatever we can do will be, it's still potentially going to, like, there is a potential for it to cause massive repercussions for the whole party. So I don't want to undertake that entire decision for the party.
I have a question, Sam.
Yep.
How commonplace would this sort of clerical resurrection type stuff be in the Dwarf?
Not common, doesn't happen daily, but it happens, and it's probably not even that looked down upon there. It's if you were a big follower in the natural order of things, and the Raven Queen and what her followers believe, then you'd be against it. But in general, in Dwarf, it's a much more bohemian attitude, and if magic is able to bring somebody that matters to you back to life, that was probably a favoured approach there.
Yeah, so for someone like myself, who's not atheist because I believe in the gods because they exist, but like I don't really follow them or like them very much, so I don't really care about that kind of stuff. If I wanted someone to come back, I would be on board. If we were in Dwarf, it would be like fine. I'd be like, I know a guy. Yeah.
I would never speak on behalf of your characters, but I would say it's entirely with Eleanor's background and beliefs, etc. It would certainly not be weird for her to back the idea. But obviously, your characters are always your characters.
Yeah, no. I think I agree with you. In Dwarf, I'm trying to work out how I feel not being in Dwarf.
Yeah.
I think I say that to the party. Like, if we're in Dwarf, like this should be fine. But like, things are different here, and I'm not from around here. This is kind of why I wish Carl was around.
Elwyn again thinks back on the many, many wise things that Carl said over time. I think Elwyn is confident in saying that Carl does not give a shit what the gods think.
Yeah, I'd feel that way as well.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty open view for our whole party, but
yeah. So that would not worry him. Magic bullshit though.
Z obviously is on board with this plan because they've suggested it, I assume.
yeah, Z is fully the plan. Z's entire plan is get Carl and Leokin back alive if possible. If the answer is it's not possible, then that's fine. But if possible, Z's plan is to do it.
Warforged?
So,
At the moment, in character, I'm just stood with the bird. But yeah, I'll go along with the plan. Yeah, but I'll just do whatever.
I'm not sure. Again, I don't know if this is properly Elwyn's view or Simon. That I certainly don't think giving the book to this guy is a good idea.
I'm not worried about that.
I was about to say this. I was about to say we can get them resurrected, but like let's just not do it for this dickhead.
I would say. Anyone fancy going to Dwarf?
How do we transport? How do we transport 2 dead bodies to Dwarf without raising questions, though?
Don't worry about it.
A big box.
The number of times at Weekend at Bernie's has been relevant in this campaign is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, a big box and a ship. It's just a thought. I mean,
no, that was my immediate plan as soon as Eleanor mentioned, whatever, that it would be commonplace in Dwarf. That was immediately the plan that my mind went for, is let's just go to Dwarf, but then how do we get to Dwarf from where we are without, people going, why have you got 2 dead bodies?
Yeah,
blah, blah.
Actually, I don't really want to go to Dwarf either, to be honest.
Well, you put them in a coffin. We're taking our friends to
There's a reason I'm not in Dwarf anymore, and I don't want to go back.
Fair enough. Maybe it's not our only option. And again, I guess I should stop talking for Elwyn at that point because he may have reasons where he wants to go somewhere or not somewhere. So we're either getting this information off the guy with the problem, just telling him, and we're going to last bit.
We missed most of that, I think.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, either we tell the guy, we get the contacts off the guy, and then we do or don't give him the book as we decide later, or we tell him the price is too high and we go and look for contacts on our own. I still think we can ask the mayor.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of rather like, what about someone more like underbelly, like is it Wiggins? Is that his name?
Wiggins,
I could go speak to Wiggins.
But the problem is that Wiggins is kind of Carl's guy, right? Wiggins.
They've established some amount of relationship with others.
Yeah, they know each
I
other.
know they have. I've met them a few times. Okay, I thought they were sort of like Carl's guy.
Yeah, again, can't really.
They were Carl's contact originally.
Yeah.
Originally, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. Another option would be, I don't know, like Alf again is sort of like on the less legal side of things. I don't think They have anybody, but just on the off chance that Sam
not
thinks we should
something
have
you've
somebody in our-
experienced. Not something you've experienced. No.
Didn't think so, but I might know. But if there's anybody in Alf who's like, he's the kind
There's
of person to
potential,
ask,
yeah.
then like that as well. I don't think giving the book to Medri is a good idea.
Okay.
It involves a lot of things. He's a bit too official, a bit too high profile, like not high profile, but a bit too public. It involves giving a very powerful magical artifact to him, which you have in your possession, which is a very bad idea because we don't want people to really know that we've got it, or at least be able to prove that we've got it, right?
Yeah.
Or had it. And it also involves giving a powerful magic artifact to somebody that isn't us, that we don't necessarily trust. I certainly don't trust him or anybody really, and I don't necessarily trust that it won't fall into the wrong hands. And that book scares me shitless, frankly. Given the way that a literal god behaved around it, I'm very comfortable about it. So I don't want to just give it to some random person.
Okay. We'll try and find it on our own then.
But I'm down for trying to resurrect him, but maybe just not this route. It's up to you, though.
No, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So I will turn to Murdery and I'll say, listen, Murdery, I appreciate your offer to help. Personally speaking, I would hate to put you in a situation of compromising your own morals and your own person. Quite frankly, that's a steep price for you, and it would be a steep price for me handing over the text. I appreciate being willing to help, but we will, if it's an avenue we're going to investigate or go down, it will be an avenue we do not drag you down with us.
He just looks at you and he says, with her watching, I understand your decision. My commiserations on the loss of your friends.
I do like a little bow of my head. Just, that's it.
Yeah. He walks to the doors of the archives. He unlocks them with a key. And he opens the door for you.
Thank you, Murdery.
Just one more thing, Murdery.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got a wagon?
I do not, I'm afraid, no.
You should get a wagon. Okay.
I will take it into consideration.
We may be back at some point soon.
You can't leave them here.
No. We may be back to go back down at some point. I'm assuming the mayor may have future work, but
Is it safe down there now?
it as far as we're aware, it's safe.
Oh,
Though,
apart from the
personally,
autumn.
Murdery, I would just steer clear if I were you, unless you have to go down there.
That's fine. It's judging from yourselves, again, my sorrows, your friends, and the guards who came back up, then yes.
Right. Off we go. I guess the question is, who do we go and speak to first? Do we go speak to Wiggins? Do we go speak to Elf?
You guys you're just carrying them out on this stretcher still, yeah?
Cover them with some kind of sheet, I guess.
We need to get a wagon.
Yeah, you obviously you carry them out of the archives.
Oh yeah, I put my coat over them.
That's cool. And almost immediately as you leave the archives, there's a whistle. Just sort of breaks through the air. This is pre 6 a.m. Like you certainly wouldn't see nobody this time in the morning, but the idea that someone's just whistling at you as if they're waiting for you, and you look over and leaning against the doorway of a building opposite the archives is the familiar figure of Willow Quickstep, the halfling proprietor of Gunlower's Antiquary. She whistles, grabs your attention, and she calls over and she says, hey, so what did you see down there?
Willow, it's actually really good to see you. You might be able to help.
Yeah?
Have you got a wagon?
One of you got a wagon.
Not here, but I could source one.
And is there anyone else nearby?
You can see a few people walking down the street, but it is literally like you can see people at the end of the street. You're in no like direct traffic currently.
I am going to quietly then, unless anyone goes to stop me, I'm going to quietly lean over and go, you're a person that knows things, right? Or
Absolutely.
knows people that knows things?
I know people.
Do you know of any potentially powerful clerics within the city? Maybe that have ways of reversing death?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Could you point us in their direction?
I can take you there now.
Is that right?
How many do you need?
How many clerics do I need?
How many clerical interventions do you need?
2.
Oh, we can definitely do that. And she flips up this leather cloak hood she's got. She reaches into her pocket and pulls out this ebony black ring, slides it onto one of her fingers, and just turns around and says, "Follow me." And that's where we'll end things.
Oh,
Oh, come on, no!
Why?
That's good.
I've never heard Charlie so angry in my life. Fuck.
You wait till Sam tells him that we're not playing for 4 weeks now.
Yeah, that's it. We're done, guys.
That was
fucking
another
hell.
roller coaster.
That was.
It certainly was.
So without spoiling too much, we didn't have to touch anything I prepped beyond the initial encounter because you're all far more ballsy than I give you credit for, obviously.
I don't know why we did that, but I guess
No,
we did, so.
I mean, I've got no idea. But for what it's worth, I mean, obviously you've paid a pretty high price for your boldness at the start of this session. But for what it's worth, the combat simulator on D&D Combat, which I often use to get a feel of things, said you only win that one time out of 25. So
I mean, out of character, it was just very easy for me to look at that and go, oh, maybe the odds are against us here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in character, we opened the door. They didn't immediately start attacking us, but they also didn't immediately strike up a conversation. The voice in our head didn't say, "Oh, hi, this is me. Don't kill me." We had no way of knowing how strong those things were. So
I mean, the voice spoke right, and you just fireballed it.
Oh yeah, it said something. I can't.
It did.
I can't remember exactly what it said, but it wasn't exactly "let's sit down and chat" kind of
No,
thing.
it wasn't. It wasn't.
Were they nerfed?
No, they were somewhat homebrewed, but really just in flavour more than any of their actions. So no, not really. No, that was.
So what CR were they each?
That was 6 CR7 monsters.
We should. And one CR7 monster is supposed to be a party of 4 people.
Party of 4 level 7s.
Yeah, so we're level 7, so we took on.
Are we level 7?
We took
exciting.
on basically at least 4 times more than we should have done. Talking of which, I think that totally deserves a level up.
I was going to say that. I mean,
To be fair, I've already noted that down. Yes, you guys have experienced quite a lot. Everyone can level up. Phil, you can level up, and we'll see if there's any point to that.
Yeah.
You can preemptively level up.
Yeah. I don't know what anyone was expecting when that door opened, other than Carl running in to.
Hence why I threw the fireball when I did.
Yeah.
I figured it was only a matter of 30 seconds before Carl charged in there.
Well, it was only that dex. It's only that dex roll that gave you time for the fireball.
Exactly. Like, I don't think there was anything wrong specifically with our characters doing that.
No.
As like a in-character.
Oh, I don't
action.
agree. I don't disagree.
Carl had been setting up for that for weeks.
Yes, I know for a fact, as a person out of character, that was ballsy. I couldn't remember exactly what the CR or the difficulty of Mind Flayers was, because I'm too much of a D&D numbers nerd, and it's been killing me, because I know I've read the stat block for Mind Flayers before, but I have purposely avoided looking it up at all since we went in there, just because I wanted to actually be able to be surprised by something. So I didn't fully know what we were in for, but I figured we were stepping into some difficult shit. But yeah, that's wow. Yeah, 6 CL7 monsters.
Yeah, the only thing I know about the Mind Flayers is that when the Critical Role guys did it, it almost killed them. But it was almost certainly like homebrewed, and there was like random dwarves.
Oh,
and stuff
yeah, I was gonna say that was a big boss Mind Flayer guy. He definitely had additional abilities compared to what normal Mind Flayers do. Although the Mind Flayers we just fought had 8th level spells, so you know.
It's a lot.
They're one of those creatures that I think it just entirely comes down to saving throws. If you think that
surprise round definitely makes a difference as well.
Yeah, but that one attack of the cone of the psychic damage that stunned 3 out of 4 of us in the corridor, all it takes is them landing that on us, and that's it.
Carl looked very dodgy, and when that landed on 3 out of the 4 of you, I honestly did kind of wonder if I needed to do anything to prevent a campaign ending. But yeah,
had that not stunned me, I think I would have kept Carl alive.
Yes.
Which is really annoying, because I stupidly kind of just saw it was an effect and was like, I'll just take the damage from it. There's no point wasting my portent roll I've got. And actually, I think had I used the portent roll on that save that first turn, I would have passed, wouldn't have been stunned, and would have been able to keep Carl alive.
But on the other hand, we all passed the save the second time round.
Yeah.
If we didn't do that, then it probably would.
Then it would have been really bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like Elwyn has to point out that he made his save. So
yeah. Elwyn yet again didn't take a single point of damage.
I'd like to note also that I remember having a conversation a couple of months ago about the way that Critical Role always ends on a cliffhanger, and how that never happens in our campaigns. And I've noticed that since that discussion, our sessions almost always end in cliffhanger now, including tonight, which was probably the best one that you have done. So
last session's one was extremely cheap, I have to admit. Like opening the door, but yeah, I mean, it was 10 o'clock and I literally hadn't prepped maps and stuff for beyond that door. So yeah.
Well, this one was good because I didn't see it like totally coming. Like I was really ready to see like what happened next, and then
Nice.
I am now. Well, actually, I'm not at all worried because I'm dead. But Elwyn is slightly worried that Willow's about to gut all of us.
Oh, if she does, she does.
Where does she get her stock of magic items from? She ambushes players or ambushes parties when they come out of dungeons. That's interesting.